I was quite American.
Yeah.
Yeah, to afford your $500 a month car payment, $1,200 a month house payment, this insurance, this other thing, and
I just talked to a guy at Ravens today, and I was eating, and he said, you're all dressed up for some reason. I said, I'm going to be doing some interviews pretty soon. Yeah. And what was funny, we started talking for about 30 minutes to an hour. He says, you know what? By the end of the conclusion, he says, you know what? You're right. We live over our means. We live above what we should live.
Above, yeah.
And he says, you're right. To be honest, my son, he bought a $350,000 house, and he said, son, you're not supposed to buy this house. Don't buy this house. Buy this house. He's like, well, you don't know nothing, Dad. Don't worry about it. This guy knows. He's been on the block. Yeah. Look at it. He has a big house. He has everything. By the way, all paid for. Okay. And he says, son, don't do it. He says, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. This is American. This is how you can do a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he lost the house.
See?
And what's funny is he says, I told my son, don't buy it. You're stupid. You're going beyond your means. Mm-hmm. Exact same thing he said. Beyond your means.
Yeah.
So it's like, give me a break. You have to have the nicest car. By all means, honk and you see my beat up van. I'm not worried about it because I can afford a nicer car, but I choose not to. Why? Because is that going to make me a better person?
Yeah.
No.
It's not.
Is that going to make me a smarter person?
No.
No. To me...
is it going to mean that you're going to be putting more money in people's pockets?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to me, that's thinking of... this is quite an old joke for adults. If you have a nice car, a super rich car, then you're lacking something.
Yeah.
So it's sad that it gets to that point where your car is you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Your house is you.
Yeah.
You want to outdo the Jones.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Give me a break. If you want to outdo the Jones, by all means, outdo the Jones. I'm going to be working 3 days a week, and you're working how many jobs?
3 jobs.
3.
It's uniquely American.
Quite well. Well said. Uniquely American.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. I mean, that's just me. You might not agree, but look at it. It's been a proven fact. As Americans, we overindulge. We used to be a service country. We used to be a labor-intensive country. Now we're a me country. We get everything imported from Japan, China, Mexico. Intel processors, by the way, awesome. Yeah. Anyways, they get imported. All these things get imported, and we hardly ever make nothing anymore.
Yeah.
We can make pencils and American flags.
Yeah. Half the time.
Half the time. But that's it.
That's all.
I love to be called America's breadbasket. California is the breadbasket of America and the world.
Yeah, it feeds a lot of people.
And now we're almost not even be able to say that pretty soon.
Yep.
I don't know.
Things keep going the way they're going.
It's getting bad. There's so many things that you can take a look. You can take a look at. What's funny, if you know about all this stuff, this crisis helps this crisis, helps this crisis, helps this crisis. By the way, it's like my mother, my stepmom, my mom, my real mom died of drugs when I was 23 months old. And what's sad about it, luckily, I probably would have been druggy. I probably would have been in that path. You never know. But the happy part is I had an awesome stepmom, which is my mom. She passed away from cancer, but she was 81 years old when she passed away. 82 almost, or 82. And what was funny is she says, pure white as can be, by the way. Pure white as can be. Yeah. Okay? And instead of me liking tacos, I like hamburgers. Still like hamburgers. But what's so funny is she says, you know what? And your grandpa even said the same thing. He says, you know what? Why do you guys, you whippersnappers, always have to take drugs for every little freaking thing?
Yeah.
Well, we don't personally take drugs, but he says, and they said...
This generation, the younger generation.
Like, why do you always have to take drugs?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Well, you have drugs for headaches, you have drugs for...
Yeah.
You have drugs for that, you have drugs for your heart, you have drugs for drugs, you have drugs on top of drugs of drugs.
Yeah.
And you still do drugs.
Yeah.
And, like your grandpa said to you,
Yeah, he told me before, he said, back in my day when you had a cold, that was all the more reason for you to go out and work in the fields and do whatever kind of work you were doing because you would sweat it out by the time you got home.
Yeah.
So nowadays, like everybody has this daytime medicine, nighttime flu thing, cold stuff, and aches and pain. Go work it out. Go work it off. You'll sweat it out by the end of the day.
And here's the cool thing. What's funny, if you think of this logically, I'm gonna start pointing my brains a lot more logically. if you think about it, look it. I have something. Oh, I got a headache. Okay, we'll take whatever. Well, I have so I took a medicine for the headache. Now my kidneys hurt. Well, take something for your kidneys. Now my headache pill, I have my kidneys pill. My leg hurts. Now I gotta take something for my leg since the kidneys messed up my leg. Now I have my heart hurts. Now I gotta take this, that, and that, and this. By the time I kid you not, go look at these hospitals. A lot of these older generation or younger, semi-old 50s, 40s, they have bag of pills with them anytime they go doctor.
I'm surprised some of the times they say I have to take 20 medications a day. And usually when somebody says like, I've got a ton of stuff to do, they exaggerate. But most of the time they say, I have to take 20 medications a day. Yeah, okay. They pull out a bag, there's 20 medications, like they're serious. They have to take 20 medications if not more. It's crazy.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point, not to knock the health industry, not to knock a pharmaceutical company, but a lot of these doctors get kickbacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
I don't know how many doctors I know personally that get kickbacks, and it's sad. It's sad that you would promote that product to get a trip to LA, San Francisco, a couple of tickets, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's
sad. It gets to the point where we don't get no kickbacks, glad to say, but it gets to the point where you got to define for yourself what is the best recommendation for health.
Yeah. Yeah, like doctors are trained to treat the symptoms.
Thank you.
Mask the symptoms. Like you're saying, if your head hurts, they give you a pill, it makes the pain go away. That doesn't solve the problem, that just helps the pain. So here, before you know it, you're got on a bag full of medications, and they're getting kickbacks from every one of them, and a lot of money being made by the pharmaceutical company, and in the long run, your kidneys, heart, stomach, lungs, everything is being damaged. So
yeah, I'm glad you elaborated on that, which is funny. And this is not even, you see him in Michael Moore's movie, but what's funny, and this is a lot of videos of people actually going to Canada to get healthcare, Mexico to get healthcare, because it's more cost effective for them. You can't, if you're going to have a heart attack, you can't get served it here. You got to go Canada or Mexico.
Yeah.
What's funny is this one instance. Look at, what did you just say right now? You said, these mask the symptoms. They don't fix the problem, right?
Yeah, they just, like if you have a broken arm, they give you pain medication to stop the pain, but they don't. That pain medication doesn't heal the bone. The bones heal themselves and all that stuff. A headache, you take a pill and it makes the pain go away, but it doesn't solve the problem. So. And
I'm obese, and I'm going to be doing something pretty soon about it, and you're going to be checking that out. I guarantee you're going to be seeing a different me pretty soon. But what's so funny is in other countries, third world countries supposedly, countries that are against us supposedly, doctors get paid to what?
The healthier their patients are, the more money they make.
What?
Yeah. The healthier their patients are, the more money that doctor makes. They get bonuses when their patients actually improve in health.
So if you help me stop smoking,
you get a bonus for helping me stop smoking. You don't get a bonus for prescribing me patches and this gum and that pill and this and that. You get bonuses for actually helping that person stop smoking.
Wow, that's a cool concept.
That's a cool concept. When you help people, you get rewarded.
And when you don't, you shouldn't get
rewarded.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, here it's all about pill for this, pill for that, this for that, that for that, that for that. And then I've noticed a lot of things going on. Some people that I've known lately have had some procedures done or whatever. And one of them had to do with the dentist. And they just wanted to have this filled in right here. Their gum was receding. She went to this dentist here in town, and he told her, you have to go to this person and over here. And when she went to another dentist, which happens to be my cousin, And he told me, yeah, we'll do it right here. Why? Then he wanted to send him, so it's not just, writing this many pills, that many pills, but